Flex, fresh, 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 flex, fresh, Helmets, left, Kabit Cafe Best.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my ways. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my ways. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit.
I was coming. Don't rush me. I'm coming. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm coming. My goodness. Like, again, I really shouldn't have to go through this with y'all. Oh my goodness. I really shouldn't. It's a lot. Hey there, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot having to go through this with y'all every day. Okay. Leave me alone. While folk come, y'all think I'm gonna rush because I'm late. Because I'm the type of person, when I'm late, it's like I might as well do everything else. You know, why rush to do just this one thing when I got like 7 more? You know, I'm just gonna do all 7, you know. It's like, well, I'm already late. You know how Black people is? That's how we do. Like that, Black people, that's how we do. It's like, well, we're already late, so might as well go run unthawed, put this out to defrost and sweep the kitchen real quick and wipe down the countertop. That's what we do. It's like, well, I'm already late. So, you know, that's what we do. Well, cut it out. So, I love y'all. Oh my goodness, rest in peace to Takeoff. So sad, such a sad situation. So we are going to, I'm just tapping y'all in the chat because I love you guys. This is me saying hello. It's way too many people to say hello because I'm popular. You know, like a lot of people not popular, you know, so they don't get it. You know, so when they be on YouTube, they say hi to every single person. It's like, because you can't. It's like 8 people. So there you go. That's easy. But I have a lot of people because I'm like popular as shit. So I've been popular my whole life. So it's like, I get it, you know, but like for the ones that don't, yeah, hair flip. So I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. I'm just here to do an update, just a kickback live. We're just chilling. I'm going to break down some things. As you see in the title, no arrests made, none have been made. Who will inherit Takeoff's millions? Because he had a lot of money. And Jay Prince addresses these false mob ties and other negative press that he and his family, it's like they always getting the brunt of the stick. The Prince family, y'all just seem like really bad people. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you, Jay Prince. Like, to the media, you guys are horrible. I don't know what it is, but y'all always get the poopy end of the stair. Cool. So shout out to all the celebrities that with the outpouring of love to Takeoff. I think it's a wonderful thing to see that. It's unfortunate with the circumstance, but again, it's a wonderful thing to see. I saw a lot of male rappers, especially, but the female rappers as well. You know, like Cardi and Nicki. You know, with the posts and stuff and the retweets, and stuff that they've been doing. I think it's a great thing for people to put their differences aside and just be like, you know what, this is horrible. This shouldn't have happened. You know, let's all speak towards it. So I think that's great. I appreciate that with all the celebrities that are coming forward. Again, I know there is a YouTuber, an older one that keep putting a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger target on his back. His name start with a C, last name start with a W, that y'all have been sending me with his comments on Takeoff's passing. And again, I don't care. I really don't care to hear anything that he has to say, because I just feel like he's really ignorant. Like, he's a very ignorant person with a pretty big audience. So that's what makes it even more trash, because he could really use it at this time to uplift people and help them look another way, instead of coming forward on some I told you so, or, you know, I basically don't care type of energy. So people like him say things for shock factor. They say things so that other people can discuss them. A lot of the things that he says, I don't even think he means. I really don't think he means what he's saying. It's just shock factor and getting people to pay attention to him. So I refuse to do so. I'll pass. I'll leave that over there where that is. Again, rest in peace to Takeoff, and condolences to his entire family, because this was senseless. So I really don't get it, but whatever. So yeah, I won't be covering that, none of it. So you can please stop sending it to me, because I just don't care. If it's not something nice that somebody's saying about Takeoff or something like that, don't send it to me. Like, I really don't care about the negative press, because this is what they want. This is how they eat. You know, they eat off of getting attention, off of extremely negative things. But it's all a click in the view. They're still getting paid just the same. So I'll pass on talking about that. But thank you for sending it to me, guys. But yeah, I don't care. Moving along from that, shout out to Yvonne. She says, good afternoon, peoples and Sean. Hi. Hope everyone's day is good. Oh, that's so sweet. She says she hope all of y'all day is good. I wouldn't have said that, but she did. So shout out to my girl, Yvonne. Gone girl. Love her. So guys, let's jump right into it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. So we're just going to do an update of certain situations, and then we'll go into the who's going to inherit what, you know, in our opinion. Well, my opinion, I should say. And we'll talk about other things too. And I'll open up the panel, because I'm sure a lot of you guys, will have things to say. So don't be afraid. Tap that panel, girl. So let's get into this. Now, TMZ been flagging a lot of people. So I was going to come forward and break down the two videos, the more recent videos that TMZ has put up, but they have been flagging people like crazy. So I'm going to pass on that. If anything, I'll put it like in a short, like 10 to 15 minute video in like a surviving, so you can see it, so I can, you know, like edit it different, you know, so they can't mess with me. But I'm not about to be like, they're not about to be poking at my channel, you know, and all of that, just because we just trying to get y'all to see. And another annoying thing about people like TMZ is, because I like TMZ, but the annoying thing about them is they act like they're the all be all because of their team. Cut it out. Harvey, stop it. You guys are where you are because people send you things immediately. Okay. The connections that you have them, but it's like you really don't. It's like the streets send them to you first. You know, TMZ first, because it's more, when they drop something, they drop it in a more creditable way, so they can make, you know, they got their I's and T's before they drop certain things. But they need to stop acting like the people aren't feeding them. They absolutely are. Your paparazzi did not catch what happened to Takeoff. They absolutely did not. The people that you have in your news crew, Harvey, yeah, none of them were there. Yeah, none of them were there. None of them were there. They absolutely were not. So that means the videos and everything that y'all get is from the people. Like, so stop making it seem like this is literally y'all footage. Y'all people was there. Y'all people this, y'all people that. Lies. Just like people send it to the Shade Room, Neighborhood Talking, to other blogs and stuff like that, they do the same thing to you. You just get it first because you're a big site. I mean, you know the type of power y'all have backing you and the type of privilege you have backing you as well, TMZ. Cut it out. Let's not act like you guys don't have white privilege. You absolutely do. Harvey. Like, Harvey, are you black? Because if you were TMZ, it wouldn't be nearly as big, buddy. No, ex-attorney. It wouldn't be nearly as big as it is, Harvey, if you were black. Again, y'all love to capitalize off of our blacks. Y'all love to make as much money as much money as y'all can off of us as possible. So much to where TMZ even made a hip hop section. You ain't got no country one. You ain't got no R&B one. You ain't got no pop one. Wait, I think that. But you ain't got whatever folk and rock and all that. Why you got hip hop? Why you got a hip hop division? All rappers that's passed are passing. Y'all the first ones to see it. All right. Okay, let's not act like y'all make as much money of us as possible. Like, cut it out. Like, that's the least y'all could do is let us, the people y'all feeding off of, eat too. Moving right along. So they've been super flagging people and getting people channels taken down. You know what? Literally, like, get them strikes and stuff to where they can't go live for a certain amount of time, a week or 2 weeks or a month, and whatnot, or you can't post, you know, and stuff like don't nobody got time for all of that. Don't nobody got time for all that. So that's why I'm not gonna break those down. I'll pass, but I will figure out a way to do it for you guys so I can show you what we were talking about last night on Station Head, what I was talking about. So we will still do it, but I just got to be careful in how I show you it. So again, TMZ. But once again, here they go with the first thing about everybody black. Assistant pow. Look, y'all, in the melee that KILLED Takeoff. All right. So let's get into this. Of course, you see what it said right here at the bottom, exclusive. Y'all see like how Stormisha tried to do, but we're over there and lied. Oh, y'all did it. Y'all did it. Oh, y'all brought him up. Oh, y'all brought him up. Oh, y'all brought him up. Stormisha, girl, you and that alleged witness, both of y'all are trash. Both of y'all are trash. And I called the police on y'all, Storm. I absolutely did. Because I said, police, Houston, chief, y'all. Stormisha sitting over there with somebody that need to be down there in y'all department so they can do the thing. So they can point out to people, y'all, the lineup. He over there talking to a lineupper. You know that? You know, y'all sit here looking for these people and trying to get as much information as y'all can. He's over there talking about it. So I said, Houston police, get over there. Now he know everything. Since you want to act like he know everything. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you got what? They were there. Oh, they were there. They're there, Storm. No, y'all, because it made me mad. No. This has to happen. This has to happen. No. So he's sitting over there with one of the people that allegedly, because, you know, because we just had that problem, Stormisha, girl. I just took one of your interviews. I just took one of your fake interviews, girl. I just took one of your MapQuest interviews, girl. So don't make me take this one too. Okay? Now, because you sit over there talking to the people that's supposed to be over there talking to the police. I'm like, so did she just get on the phone with the cops before she talked to you? Because what's she sitting over there talking to you for? The police need all of this. What's the beige gonna do? He don't care about blacks. Girl, they dish rag. It's giving dish rag. Girl, he don't care about the blacks. He ain't gonna do nothing but try to get a coin. That's all he gonna sit here and do. He don't want to take on to have no justice and nothing like that. He want to get views off of it. He want to talk to all the people that was there. So I'm like, yeah, it's trash. Is what it is, beige. So he sat over there, high yellow, and say he was talking to the girl, and she said she was there, but who knows if she really was, because she sounded like she off of Shade Room in comments. I said, so fresh out the comments, it's up here on the phone. Stormisha. Did your mama teach you anything, girl? Your mama ain't taught you nothing, did she? Because what's going on? What's going on, Greg? So he's sitting over there beige and mad because like people ain't tagging him like neighborhood talk and shade room and TMZ, you know, all of that. All of that. Baby Shay, they could be here. Ain't none of them gonna check me, not even they daddy, Stormisha. Girl, baby Shay, they can talk, let them talk. Let them talk, girl. They can say what they want to say. Because this one's supposed to be this, but oh well. This one's supposed to be this, but oh well. I don't give a flying F about how they feel. Me over here talking about their daddy, girl. Girl, it don't matter, baby. She let them talk, girl. Let them talk. Hold on, let me pull up their daddy. Let me so they can feel at home. So they can feel at home. Hold on, let me pull their father. Where they daddy at? Let me pull their daddy up. They sitting over here defending this. They sitting over here defending this. We don't care. I can talk about Stormisha. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, the gay chasers come over here and tell me everything but that. The gay chasers come over here and tell me everything but that. What are you guys gonna do? Okay, I'm talking about some foreign Monroe. I'm talking about Safari Monroe. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Go find his hider dick. How about that? Let him know we still looking for this. Where did this go? Oh, where did you go? Where did this go? Stormisha, girl, bring it back. Where's the? Can we get a remix? Stormisha, can we get a remix? Yellow Briefs this time, who? Can we get a remix? Girl, what about it? What about it? Gay chasers, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all come over here and tell me everything but that. I'm a hater. I'm in love with him. I want to be with him. I'm jealous. I'm this. I'm that. Okay, girl. Say all of that is true. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about me over here talking about Sona Bella? What you gonna do about me talking about Sona Bella? What about it? If he ain't gonna do nothing either. He ain't gonna do nothing either. Yeah, right. He's not gonna do nothing either. What about it? What about it? Okay. What he gonna do but sit back? What he gonna do but sit back and like you? And like you. And like you. What he gonna do? Girl, what he gonna do? Scare me to death in that costume? What he gonna do, girl? Girl. This what y'all need to be worried about. This what the gay chase need to be worried about. Why was he giving no print? Why was he giving mangina? Straight up mangina in gray sweats, the most revealing of them all. Girl. Why was he giving mangina? But over here, he was giving Safari Monroe. He was over here giving Montrez Monroe. What is the problem? What are you guys gonna do? Hair flip. I'm gonna do that every time they come over here. Like it is what it is. Because I don't have a problem with it. What about it? Okay, I don't like him. I'm gonna talk about him. He's relevant. Did he just do an interview with the person? That was okay. So hair flip. So what's the problem? I'm not bringing him up because today's Thursday. No. I'm bringing him up because he matters. Remember, he want to be viral. Yeah, he want to put up videos. You know, and all of that. Okay. Let's talk about it. It's content. Let's talk about it, girl. What is the gay chaser gonna do to me? Oh, well, y'all hit the like. Y'all hit the like before we move on. What is the gay chaser gonna do to me, you? Hurry up. Like, what y'all gonna do? Y'all say everything but that. Okay. I'll be jealous. Okay. Jealousy. The face of jealousy. I'll be honest. Fine. But what are you going to do about it? Okay. Keep hitting the like as we move on. So TMZ, the capital of Black people, because they act like they know everything about us when it comes to our crimes, has come forward and let us know that the assistant of Quavo has been pow-powed in that situation with Takeoff. So there were two other people that were pow-powed in the gunfire that Killed Takeoff. And one of those people is Quavo's assistant. TMZ, as usual, has learned. Law enforcement sources tell us Joshua, y'all need to stop saying law enforcement telling y'all like they're not on y'all payroll. Cut it out. Cut it out. That's how y'all get everything first. Mugshots, autopsies, everything, divorces, everything. As Joshua Washington is the 23-year-old male who was pow-powed and rushed to a local hospital by someone at the scene in the minutes following the melee. Cops described his injuries as non-life threatening, thank God. Wash has been close with Quavo for years and describes himself as Quavo's assistant and part of operations management at Huncho Records on his social media profile. As reported, there was also a 24-year-old female who was pow-powed. She was also taken to a hospital and treated for non-life threatening injuries. While the pow-power or pow-powers, as in more than one, have yet to be publicly named. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. You haven't been on YouTube TMZ? Because all of these YouTubers swear they know exactly who did it, exactly who it is. You can't tell these YouTubers nothing. They got everything figured out. I don't know why all the police need to do is go on YouTube. The case is already figured out. They never figured it out. These YouTubers swear they was there. Now most of them is 3,000-4,000 miles away from Texas. But they swear they was in that bowling alley. They was on the second and the third floor. So here, Flip. So police, come over here on YouTube. Come over here, look around. Because these people swear up and down. They know exactly who did it and why Jay Prince and them had them people do it. You know, and the mob that was there, and they know everything. They know everything. So come over here real quick and get a solved case. Next case. Because this case is solved. Court adjourned. Y'all hurry up and arrest these people that YouTube telling y'all to arrest because they swear they know. So, Gabe, I'm gonna need y'all to come over here on YouTube. Y'all is missing out. Police, y'all is missing out. Okay, it says, have yet to be publicly named, the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office says Takeoff was pow-powed in both the head and torso early Monday morning. And the video obtained by TMZ from the scene, you can see Quavo in an argument. No, he was, whatever. And then started to walk away as the pow-pows rang out. There's also video showing one man holding a GUN to his side. Police have named that man as a person of interest in Takeoff's death. Oh my goodness. So there's been a lot displayed. We still don't know who the female victim is that was pow-powed as well. We do not know that the male, because they did say he was 24, is Offset's assistant. So very unfortunate. But moving along from that, so the internet is at a buzz. YouTube is over here letting everybody know that hold on, because I got a lot. Okay, we'll just go right. Boom. So YouTube is going around saying that allegedly this man is believed to be the power. Makes a lot of sense why the label was quick to say stray bullet. Because it was their people. Case solved. Police. Police. Hurry up. Police, I'm gonna need y'all to go over there and listen to Stormisha, Alizé, Mokashe, Tropical Storm, Tornado, Mist, Sleet, or heavy rain, isolated thunderstorms, isolated showers, or hurricane, Montrez Monroe. Everybody done figured it out. Y'all is asleep. Police, wake up. Mayor, wake up. Y'all making this look bad. Y'all both are Blake. Y'all are Blake. Y'all very much Blake. I'm gonna need y'all to represent the POP. I'm gonna need y'all to represent because the people done already figured it out. What are you guys waiting for? What are you guys waiting for? Like, what are you guys waiting for? Like, what are you guys waiting for? So this is which his name is Migos Bands. Migos Bands is allegedly who this is. He already done pissed me off, y'all, because I tried to go over there and be nosy, y'all. And now his account is private. So I was over there very annoyed. I'm like, you're not going to add me? Like, you're not going to add me? Like, I'm very popular. And they said you did it. So the case is already solved. So the police want to talk to you. The police want to talk to you. So I sent him a message like, you know the police look for you? Couple questions. That's all I got. A little piece of a, charge. Little piece of charge. You know the police looking for you. They ain't tell you. You supposed to be in jail. You did that to him. So I'm gonna need you to call this number, Houston's finest, so they come, they pick you up. You ain't gotta get no Uber, you ain't gotta drive, you ain't gotta do none of that. They'll come over and get you out of there. You ain't gotta just drop the location. Say less. Say less. Drop the location, and the police gonna come over there and pick you up because they look a little couple questions. I don't know, little piece, questions they may have for you, little piece of a charge that could take you away for the rest of your life. The question about a little stray bullet, it's nothing. It's nothing. Like, just want to know which way you were aiming the gun that you weren't supposed to have. The felonies, a couple felonies charges. So, but just come on in, buddy. So he's a kind of private. So I was very annoyed. I'm like, ew, like open it up. Like, no, don't close them legs. Now open them legs back up with some stuff over here we need to see you. So Migos Bands is also an artist. Okay, let's pull this out. So he's an artist. So oh no. Sorry, y'all. Oh no. Ooh, copyright. Oh no. So hold on, this was in 2015, I think. Yes, it was in 2015. So that's him right there. This song is with Skipper the Flipper featuring Quavo and Migos Bands. So this is him. Now, this was in 2015. It's 2022 now. So, with him having dreads and all of that good stuff. Again, this was years ago. But he is an artist, and Quavo is in this video. I believe Offset is too. I'm not sure. But I know Quavo is in the video because he's a feature. So his name is Migos Bands, and he is an artist. And I believe he is signed to Quality Control, from what I've gathered. Either Quality Control, Huncho Records, or whatever. But he is a part of this team. Like, he's a part of their, label, and whatnot. So, and he has been, but his music, I'm assuming, just hasn't like popped. Because he still does music. It's just not as popular as anybody from Migos. Or anything like that. So this is him, and here's an actual updated photo of him, who everyone is stating is the one who powed Takeoff. Now, what I'm assuming is, because if it's this easy for social media to find him, then I believe that it should be just as easy for, again, the police. So with that being said, if the police have not went and got him yet, it is because, again, it's an investigation and they don't know exactly, but I still feel like they should get him no matter what, just because he did have a weapon. That is confirmed, that he did have a weapon and that he did use it on scene. It was in the one of the latest videos that TMZ has posted. So I do believe that, because he is clearly one of the ones that was powing, but it does not mean that his bullets were the one that ended Takeoff's life. So that's why I am assuming that the police hasn't arrested him yet. Because I don't get why. I mean, unless he's in hiding, is the only reason I can see them not at least bringing him in for questioning. I think maybe the police are still trying to maybe ID him, although he's been pretty much ID'd. I don't know what's the hold up with that, but charging him and holding off on that, I can understand, because again, there were 2 people on scene with weapons and 2 people on scene that were powing. He is allegedly one of them. So with that being said, bringing both of them in on these charges makes sense, but at the same time, they have to know which one did it. I mean, they can't charge both of them because they have made this case an murder case. It is a homicide, is what the case is listed as. So what they're being listed is that it's not a stray bullet, how the record label was trying to soften it, because that's very confusing with me, P, from Quality Control, you and that nose, you and that bell pepper. And why you would try to show this man any grace at all, even if it was on accident, so what? So what? He was out there being irresponsible. He should have had a weapon, especially not being able to use it properly, and things of that nature. He shouldn't have had a weapon at all, knowing that he shouldn't have um, be around weapons, from what I was gathering. And then also, because I'll get back into that in a minute, but he shouldn't have had a weapon or anything like that at all. Due to the law, he is not supposed to have any weapons. So with him being extremely irresponsible and just firing that weapon in a direction out of defense and may have accidentally taken Takeoff's life, it's not okay. It's not okay. He needs to go to jail. He needs to be charged. All of those things. That family does need some type of peace. It's harder for, like, again, even if it's on accident. There's been plenty of accidents with children getting weapons in the home because they're not locked up properly, or things like that. And they have a friend over, and something accidentally happens, and that friend is no longer here. It may have been an accident, but that family is still going to want justice. It's just like I can't sleep at night, even with you accidentally, taking my kid's life. Like, I know, like, something needs to be done with this situation. So yeah, he shouldn't have had that weapon because he didn't know how to use it. Because if he did, I mean, who pows like this anyway? I'm like, dude, like, you're not even. Oh, what's going on with this camera? Get this together. Get this together. It's like you're not even. Hold on, because this is annoying. I'm annoyed. Hold on, I'm gonna fix this. So, but anyways, so he says that. So I mean, again, you don't get to just get away with that, even if you were a friend. I still don't feel like it's okay. It's not. And Takeoff does deserve justice. So again, accident or not, I don't care. And I feel like if I feel like that, I think the family does too. Accident or not, we don't care. Hold on one second. Yeah, so let me put this video back up. Sorry, I had to leave so I could fix my camera. I didn't know what was going on with it. Let me. Okay, that's that picture immature. Okay, so sorry, I'm back. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. I had to fix my camera. It was driving me nuts. It was literally driving me insane. So I had to fix that. I'm sorry again, but we'll get right back into it. So I do feel that this man does need to be arrested. Again, accident or not, I don't care. I feel that he should still be arrested. So let's get into Jazz Prince. There's been a lot of people. What? No, Jay Prince. Sorry, not Jazz Prince. Jay Prince. Where? Okay, right here. Let's get into Jay Prince, because there's been a lot of people going around stating things as if Jay Prince and his goons had something to do with this. So Jay Prince comes forward. Shout out to Double XL. He comes forward and states that, you know what, we didn't have anything to do with this. Y'all tried it. Please hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, so we can get more people. We got almost 900 people in here. Can we get the likes up to at least 500? Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. So sorry about that technical difficulty. I just had to fix the camera because that would have just drove me nuts being foggy, and y'all would be saying it in the chat. So I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna fix it. So I did just that. So Jay Prince has come forward with a statement and letting everybody know that it's cap, with the people going around stating that he or his family, his son included, had anything to do with what happened to Takeoff. And I do think it's ridiculous that people just say things. You know, they have really no facts behind what they're stating, just more so of assumptions, or just because a person may have been involved with something else in the past that they're automatically connected to. They automatically had something to do with it, because that's what I'm saying. The conspiracy sometimes can be a lot, you know, especially on YouTube. That's why a lot of people do not take YouTubers seriously. I feel like that's why even when we are credible, they still don't look at us as credible, because you have so many other people that are going around with baseless things just to be viewed, with a lot of stuff that is just completely false. Like they know it's not real. Because if you know it's real, then you're able to prove it. If you're just saying things out of theory, then you need to state that that's your opinion, instead of you trying to make it seem like these things are gospel facts. Like, I know for a fact that Jay Prince had. How do you know that? How do you know that? Like, you don't. Like, you're just saying it just to say it so that you can be viewed, because it sounds good. When things like this happen, especially to somebody like Takeoff, somebody with, you know, innocent, laid back, chill guy, people want to be able to blame someone. You know, it's easy. I feel like it feels a little better, you know, to people when it's just like, it's your fault. This is your fault. No different with Quavo. People instantly, oh, this is Quavo's fault. This is Quavo's fault. This is Quavo's fault. So that's the narrative that's going to go around. So with the most people are going to feel like, oh, this all happened because of Quavo. Whole time it didn't. You know, this was just a situation that kind of just went awry. And Quavo had nothing to do with it. Quavo was doing what you're supposed to do in a situation like that. And he was walking away, you know, and the confrontation wasn't even his. But leave it up to social media. It's Quavo's fault, because people want to blame someone instantly. So that's why I said, imagine being Quavo, going through that, your nephew just passing away in front of you, and people are saying, this is your fault. Like, that would be horrible. I mean, absolutely would. This is why I feel like a lot of celebrities, especially at times like this, don't even go on social media, just because of just the vile things people will say, especially if they don't like them. And so if they don't like that person, they're going to put 20 on 10, you know, and make it everything but what it actually is. So it's no different with a person like Jay Prince. If a person doesn't care for Jay Prince in a situation like this happening, and it just so happened to be where his family was involved with the event, to where it has to be his fault. He has to be connected to this. Oh, it's by numbers. Oh, with the Illuminati, somebody had to pass away on Halloween. It had to happen. Can you prove that? You can't. So then just state it as an opinion and just move along. This is somebody's life. You know, a life was taken. This, like, can we be serious? You know, like, can we acknowledge that? And if not, then talk about something else. It's like, why even talk about this man if you're going to talk about him in that way, to make it seem as if he is not even a worth to be looked at as a human being, as a father, as a brother, as an uncle, as a nephew. You know, he wasn't even looked at those things. He's been looked at, all he was a sacrifice. They brought him up in the game to be sacrificed. That's all he was. He wasn't a human. He was a sacrifice. That's all he was. He wasn't a person. People didn't love him. It's not people literally who hearts are broken, can't eat, sleep, drink, nothing, because this man is gone. But all you feel he was a sacrifice? Okay. So here, flip. That's what I said. I can't even take stuff like that serious, especially it's too early for all of that. It's like, if you're gonna talk about that, talk about it later. You know, like, a life was literally taken, or whatever. So moving along from that, let's get into this article of Jay Prince defending himself. He did it on IG as well. Jay Prince released a statement following Takeoff's passing. Okay. Jay Prince has released a statement in the wake of the death of Takeoff, which occurred in the Rap-A-Lot founder's hometown of Houston. On Thursday, November 3rd, the Texas rap patriarch shared a photo of Takeoff on Instagram, along with a lengthy caption about the Migos rapper's murder. Offering his condolences to the late Atlanta rhymer's friends and family. Jay Prince's quote, the Prince family would like to send our condolences to the family and friends of a beautiful soul at Takeoff. The statement starts to Houstonians and families around the world. This one breaks my heart because Takeoff was a brother, a son. Okay, you just speaking in general, because he was none of those things to you, Jay Prince. Come on now. Don't act like you had a deal and a raise. And okay. Takeoff was a brother, a son, a role model, and a God-loving human being. Grief is the price of love. A bill people from across the globe are paying right now as we mourn this loss. Oh, that was beautiful. I like that. I've been knowing Takeoff and Quavo. Oh Lord, here we go. And Offset for many years. And there has been nothing but mutual love for one another. And that ain't ever going to change where we are concerned. Okay. All right. He continued, this shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have ever happened in our city. CJ Prince, that's why you got to stop saying that our city stuff, because that's why people are already trying to blame me because they said, this is your city. This should have never happened. You own it. This shouldn't have ever been recorded. And this damn sure shouldn't be circulating across social media for family, friends, and fans to see. I agree. As I write this, I'm angry about the lack of love and respect we have for one another as a race, which keeps bringing us back to the same tragic place of Black on Black killing. From there, he appeared to address the speculation that his son Jay Prince Jr. and his camp were present and possibly involved somehow in the incident. Okay? He says, they say Satan is the author of confusion, and right now there are a lot of lies and false narratives being spread by media whores. Prince added, I consider myself a man that's quote, ooh, I got saucy called you a media whore. Ooh. y'all gonna say I got sauce. Jay Prince called you a media whore. I'm just passing the message. You said you was a whole media whore. Absolutely. Move right along. Okay, media whores. Okay. Prince added, I consider myself a man that's quick to listen and slow to speak. Therefore, whomever is responsible for putting that bullet in my little nephew's head, let it be known that you can't hide behind me, beside me, or anywhere near me, because I don't tolerate that dumb ish. I speak these words not knowing whose bullet is responsible for his death. With that being said, the root of this tragedy is foolish and has to be owned by the fool. I will sum this up by saying a gun in the hands of any human that is close his eyes to shoot and doesn't have the proper skills of operating that gun is dangerous. Yes, is it dangerous? And the results usually end with innocent people who had nothing to do with the altercation being shot or killed. Okay, so I absolutely agree, especially with that last part. But with him saying, where'd it go? Okay. Let me go back up. Sorry. Right here. He said that whomever is responsible for doing so can hide behind me, beside me, or anywhere near me. So if people are wondering, like, okay, well, how is he responding to, the naysayers? Not just what him saying the whole media whore part, but also with him saying, like, none of those people were in my squad or in our crew or anything like that with the people that I rock with. So for people to feel that way, that's ignorant, because none of those people can hide beside me, behind me, none of that. If you were responsible for doing that, then you're going where you need to go. And I wouldn't, and it seems to be, if you ask me, that seems to be what P from Quality Control and their people are doing. That's my honest opinion. Because with P them coming forward stating that it was a stray bullet that ended that young man's life, Takeoff's life, to me, that's not holding the person accountable, which you're affiliated with. So no, hold that person accountable. What do you mean a stray bullet? Like, what you trying to make this seem like this is like a literal accident? Like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, that weapon was fired to harm, and it did just that. It may not have been the intended target, but people were still hurt, multiple people, and it wasn't just Takeoff. So it seems like that's all who they care about. The assistant got pow. A young woman got pow. Like, do y'all not care about them? Like, all of them should be being considered, and whatnot. And well wishes should be going to all parties that are involved, not just Takeoff. He didn't deserve to get pow, and neither did anybody else. Did that 24-year-old assistant deserve Wash? Did he deserve to get pow? Did the 24-year-old woman deserve to get pow? Like, nobody did. None of them deserved that. So again, with the statement being made that if you don't know how to, work that type of hand machinery, especially, should never be in your hands. because the result, especially with you not having any knowledge behind using it, means that people will be getting hurt, and innocent people will be getting hurt. You know, when you are operating something you shouldn't be operating. If you can't drive a car, 9 times out of 10, if you get on the road, you're going to crash. If you get on the actual street with other vehicles, you are going to crash, especially if you don't know how to stop, when to stop, where to place your foot on the gas, where to have your hands on the wheel. It's a high probability that you are going to crash. It doesn't matter how many times you watched somebody do something. It does not mean that you can. You know, if I play Grand Theft Auto and I'm taking somebody's whip, it's not going to be like that in real life. They're not going to get out. You're not going to throw them onto the ground and they're going to roll around real slow and all of that. All of that ain't going to happen. Like, no, no matter how many times I took some course on this game, that's not going to happen. It absolutely is not. Okay. So, here, flip. But yeah, I don't get that. Because with quality control, to me, they are protecting someone, because people are trying to state that about P, that I'm sorry, Jay Prince, that, you know, it was those people were in his squad and blah blah blah. That's why ain't nobody talking. That's why ain't nobody saying them. Blah blah blah. They all scared because those are mob ties that are connected to what? Like what? If anybody's been protected, it's more so because Quavo knows exactly who Migos Bands is. He knows exactly who he is. I mean, they literally. Hold up, before we get the rest of this article. He knows exactly who he is. They were literally. Right here.
Yo, sliding through the town, man. Sliding through the town.
They're literally just in the same car together.
Yeah,
Oops, my phone. Play you. They came there together. So let's not act like you don't know exactly who it is, Quavo. Like you know exactly who it is, and with no suspects' names being thrown out there yet, with the update from TMZ stating that no one is in custody, law enforcement has not released any names, you know, or anything like that. It seems like the protection is coming from, if there's any protection, it seems as if it's coming from Quavo's side, you know, because Quavo is still signed with P and, you know, all of them. He still rock with quality control. So, I mean, whom is doing what? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you ask me, good, Derry said, check my DM, okay. If you ask me, the protection is coming more so from Quavo. And I'm not saying like Quavo is literally protecting this person, but him not saying anything is also protection. Like you're also protecting him by saying nothing. Because you know how I go, most people, you know, you say anything about anything, then, you know, you snitching. But, oh, that's it. Interesting. I'm going to go type that in myself, because when you be doing this, because when they do that, it don't even be being true all the time. Hold on, let me go type it in myself and see if Jay Prince Jr. is not following Quavo anymore. Let me go look myself. Hold on, let me go look myself. Yeah, because I'm not saying it's not true, but I want to go look, because a lot of times when they be posting that, it's like, no, they are still following each other. And people just be looking. People just be looking. Okay, let me see. It is following. Anjo, Quavo. I'm looking, y'all. Hold on. I'm looking. He got a lot. He ain't following that crazy one people, but okay. I'm gonna keep looking, but I'm not gonna sit here and just in silence. Okay. So, but I will pull this up because Daryl just sent this to me. Shout out to Daryl. that Jay Prince Jr. unfollows Quavo on Instagram just now. So, and you know, they were, hold on, let me pull this back up because Jay Prince Jr. was in the vehicle. He was the one who brought Quavo to the event that night. No, we're not. There's right here. Quavo brought, or Jay Prince Jr. brought Quavo to the event that night, and also was the person that allegedly powed Takeoff.
Yo, we sliding through the town, man. Sliding through the town.
So that's Jay Prince
Got the birthday boy.
Jr. driving the car, and that's Quavo, and that dude in the back seat in the blue is Migos Bands, the person that allegedly powed Takeoff. So allegedly he unfollowed Quavo. We'll see. I mean, if so, it could definitely be because of that dude in the back seat, because of the Migos Bands dude, you know. So yeah, but yeah, as I'm scrolling, I do not see Quavo because Quavo has a check mark. So with him having a check mark, you would see something, and I don't see his name. I don't see him following. I zoom out. I do not see Quavo. I zoom out. So yeah, very unfortunate. So we'll see. Jay Prince Jr. is basically saying jazz, right? Isn't that the same thing? Jay Prince Jr. is Jazz Prince not Jay Prince's son? Isn't that saying the same thing? I'm confused because that's how y'all confuse people. Because he still goes by Jay Prince Jr. It's literally his name on IG and stuff. It's not Jazz Prince. That's not what he goes by. He goes by Jay Prince Jr. So I'm confused. I know that Jay Prince owns Rap A Lot Records. He is the father. Okay, so now it's brothers. Yesterday, y'all see, that's why I said I gotta research this family because it's too much. It's too much. So we're not doing this again. No, audience. Let's move on because we're not doing this again. Y'all not doing this to me all over again. You're not. You make me feel like I'm like my black card needs to be like revoked or something. Like, no, y'all is not doing this to me all over again. No, it is not happening. So we're gonna finish reading this, but before we do, I would like to get into some of these dumb, ignorant people, and celebrities too. So what is that Nick guy? The Nick guy from he plays basketball, doesn't he? Because he's the one who came forward and was like, you never hit us about why we'll never. First of all, he spelled here wrong. He spelled the Here. Whoa. So here flip. So he spelled that wrong. But he said, waffle come, we don't hear, about like the Jonas Brothers and people like that. Yes, Nick Young, getting powed. Why we'll never hear, nothing like that happening to them. It's like, Nick Young, do you listen to the Jonas Brothers? Do you listen to them? Yeah, you probably don't. So with you not listening to the Jonas Brothers, that's probably why you don't hear things like that. Because again, okay, Black men, especially in the rap industry, are encouraged with these producers. It's 1K in the chat. Please let's get those likes up. Hit the like. I deserve it. And it's free. So with these people behind them, like no different than the Quality Controls and Atlantic Records and on and so forth, all of the record labels and the people behind these rappers, they encourage them to rap about violence, sex, drugs. They encourage it all. So with them encouraging these rappers to go out, because the majority of these rappers do not live their lives that way. When you see Offset out here with Cardi being a father, to his children, all of his children, taking care, that's what type of man he really is. Like this is what he's about. He's not out here in these streets doing the stuff that they're actually rapping about. Like they're not. But the people behind them encourage them to. They encourage them to talk about these things. And then these men literally, like if you listen to Takeoff and Quavo's this last Migos albums, I was just listening to it. There's a song, I'm gonna post it, that Takeoff, a verse that he did, and this is a recent song. He literally described how he passed away. And it's so common with rappers that they'll rap about these things and then they'll come into fruition and quickly. You know, these things manifest. So there, to me, what people don't pay attention to is that these labels and whatnot are encouraging these men to come forward and speak death into their life. They absolutely do, because it's manifesting. If you can manifest a career, or manifest becoming a content creator, or manifest becoming a doctor or a lawyer, you know, those things, you can manifest death. You absolutely can. If you consistently keep talking about something, you can draw it closer and closer and closer to you. No, you absolutely can. And with the streets are definitely going to look at it that way. So you got a lot of real roughnecks that's out here doing this stuff that they rapping about. So when y'all rapping about it, that's how, especially other niggas, that's how they're going to approach y'all. They're going to approach these people like they from the streets. They already know what's up. That I already know they strapped. They stay strapped because they stay rapping about it. So I'm going to just approach the situation like this because I already know what they're about. It's like you're literally pushing that into your life. And the people that you are talking to, when you're putting that in your music, they are listening. They absolutely are. So when you're talking about whipping up drugs and all that stuff, they listening. And a lot of times when they listening, they doing what you're talking about. You talking about going to roll up on an op, going to pop a op. They literally play your music when they're out here doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So it's like you manifest it. So that's what they're doing. They're listening to what y'all talking about, what y'all do, and they're about to go literally manifest that. How you say you run up on an op and you make the ground red and you made it off this top and you know you're literally manifesting it and bringing it into your existence, into your worlds, when that's not these men's world. They're shopping and eating and hanging with girls, and that's their life. That's what they are here doing, having fun, going to all different type of places they've never been before, never thought they could afford to go. You know, they doing stuff like that, but that's not what they're rapping about. They may throw that in there for a second. Just flew to Dubai, came back from this place, or came back from that place, but they moving right back into violence and disruption. Female rap. You don't hear about too many female rappers, anything violently happening to them, especially getting powed anywhere, getting robbed, like none of you rarely hear of it because they more so rapping about they hoo-has and, you know, and stuff like that. They're not really, you know, talking about somehow they just pop this person going to this, that, that ain't what they bringing into existence. They manifesting other things, but they're not manifesting death. You know, and a lot of these rappers, male especially, are doing that. You don't hear so many female rappers, even when they are rapping, they're not coming forward talking about manifesting any type of death, you know, or anything like that. Like, that's not what they're doing. You know, I mean, it may pop up here, they may say something love, you know, but it ain't nothing crazy, you know, that these rappers, when they be doing it, like, they get really visual, you know, and all of that. So then it's like you hear something happening to them, and then it's just like, then you go listen to their music, and it's just like, whoa. You're like, dude, you literally just literally a verse that Takeoff did. I'm like, he explained how he left here. Like, literally. Talk about tops being off, pool of blood, all of that. I'm like, wow. Like, it blew my mind. And it happened with so many other rappers too. You know, P&B, and just so many different other people. They manifest it. You know, they sit there and they talk about it, and that's what's going to come into your life. It absolutely is. So you could be the most innocent person, you know, like Takeoff, you know, that has no intention of hurting anybody, doesn't hurt people or anything, but that's not what his rap is giving. His rap isn't giving that he's a chill dude. That's not his flow. But I can't blame him, because if Takeoff would have probably, because there's plenty of artists that try to put good music together to where it's not negative or, you know, making them feel as if kids shouldn't be listening to it. And the record labels, they don't let them come out with it. They don't let them push that. Instead, they hear a song about them off in tops and going and popping ops and, you know, all of that, in the record label. Great job. you're get a Grammy for that, you know. But then if they come in there and try to rap positive, you know, like do a summertime, do a summertime song like Will Smith, you know, like back in the day, you know, or a Chameleon or something like that, or a Flow Rider try to do a song like them, it's scrapped. They don't like it. It's too positive. Nah, get rid of that. So then a lot of people come forward like, all these females do is rap about their coochie. Well, could is fine. Because I'm sure if they brought a real powerful album and set that album down, they ain't gonna want that. They don't want no Lauryn Hill type of situation. They don't want that. Would turn in a WAP track is what the record label wants. So it's hard to blame the women. You know, but people be like, oh, Nicki Minaj, she's older. Why isn't she coming out with these songs? She said when she had Papa Bear, she wasn't gonna talk about this, she wasn't gonna talk about that. Well, she probably did try to put music together that was like that. That didn't have anything to do with those type of things. But do you think the record label is gonna want to push that? No, they're not. So then Nicki has to go back in the studio and be a because that's what the labels want. Like this is what they want to. This is what they want to push. This is what they want to market. This is what they want to put their money behind. You know, so it's hard. Even if you did want to change, most of them aren't going for it. Like the record labels aren't having it. So instead of blaming the artists and instead of blaming the culture, blame the people that provide the culture. Because Black people aren't allowed to do that. One of the last people to have a distribution company or anything like that to where they can actually let their artists go off and be creative and do the things that they want to do is a place like Rap-A-Lot. You know, but like other than that, these record labels are not clearing anything positive. No. But then Taylor Swift can do a whole album of positivity and they're going to put that on the shelves. The Jonas Brothers can put an album together just talking about love and summer romances and stuff like that. They're throwing it on the shelf. Let's go. Let's sell it. Let's do it. But if Jasmine Sullivan or Summer Walker or SZA ain't coming forward talking about pain and heartache and things and that, no, we don't want that. You're happy. Oh, gross. Like, it's too happy. People said back in the day about Mary J. Blige, oh, all Mary music's sad. Do you think she wanted that? I don't think so. I think that to us, that's our best music when our heart is broken. Who says that? Somebody need to break our heart because then we're gonna get a bomb album. So you want her hurt? Like you want her hurt? Weird. Here flip. But yeah, so again, these record labels and the people that are behind the labels are not pushing these artists to be positive. So that's why you see people like the Jonas Brothers and Harry Styles and One Direction. You're not going to hear anything like that about them because that's not what they're manifesting, you know. And then a lot of those rock and roll artists and stuff like that are more so of different. They've manifested a lot of death in their life too, you know, like Linkin Park, a great group, but his singing, the one who ended up taking his life, he talked a lot about death. He absolutely did, literally. Literally. So, and it manifested, you know. So I think it's the same thing with rap artists. And it's sad because they don't have much power. So if they did want to come out again with a great album that was more so on a positive tip, they're not letting that slide. But let them come forward and talk about ending people's lives and stuff like that. They're throwing it on the shelves, but they blame the artist instead of where it comes from. You know, now these aren't independent artists coming out with these tracks because the independent artists take more risk, you know, because they are independent, you know, so they get to, you know, push and really try to get the music that they want out there, really express themselves instead of feeling caged, you know, or in a box because they only allow me to do certain type of music, type of situations. We've seen plenty of artists go through things like that. And it could be a reason why Offset, not like literally him changing up, but there could be a reason why he don't want to be signed to certain people, why he doesn't want to be with Quality Control anymore, because he probably wants to express himself differently. Maybe there's different things he wants to say. And it's like, these people aren't behind that. I'm in a whole new mindset, you know, than I was before we, you know, started, you know, coming here to getting here. I'm somewhere completely different. So, yeah, I think that they do that deliberately. And then they blame us as a people to try to make it look like rap music is violent. Rap music is why this is happening and why that is happening and why. No, Rap music is the most profitable music genre in the world. In the world. It brings in the most revenue, all of that. So if rap music was so bad, if gangster rap was so bad, then why do these men behind it profit so much off of it? So much off of it. And it's because, and the violence is more so happening to the actual artist, you know? It's not, we're not doing protests and stuff like that because something happened to somebody and because it was a rap song that was involved. Like, no, George Floyd, nothing to do with rap. Breonna Taylor, nothing to do with rap. Sandra Bland, nothing to do with rap. Nothing. So yeah, it's not the actual music because it's more so affecting the artists. They keep losing their lives, and when it does, their music is always some way incorporated. And why they're no longer here, whether they're getting robbed or something crazy like that, or just hated on. If says something on a record and somebody took it to the streets, it's all type of different reasons. But again, look, we're not going to blame Black people. And that is what I feel like the narrative is all of that stuff is happening because they're Black. No, absolutely not. Like, I don't feel that way at all. I don't feel that way at all. But yeah, moving along. So speaking of the record labels and whatnot, now we heard what Jay Prince had to say. Since we have some updates with that, we'll wait on that. But let's get into Takeoff and who will get Takeoff's money. So Takeoff's net worth reveals how much he really made with Migos before his death. The trio shared their profits equally. Okay, let's get into this. Migos has lost a member. Takeoff's net worth included what they made with Migos and his family members, Quavo and Offset. Before his sudden death at 28 years old, the trio shared their profits equally. Takeoff, whose real name is Kershnik Kari Ball, was the youngest member of the hip-hop trio Migos. Along with his uncle Quavo and his first uncle once removed, Offset, since Migos' first single, Versace, in 2013, the group has scored several top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, including Motorsports, Stir Fry, Walk It, Talk It, and Bad and Bougie, which reached #1. The group has also received 2 Grammy nominations. Takeoff was born June 18, 1994 in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Died on November 1st, 2022. In a shooting in Houston, Texas. He was 28 years old. In an interview on the Drink Champs podcast a week before his death, Takeoff opened up about how he wanted to be recognized for his work while he was still alive and not when he's dead. I'm chill, I'm laid back, but it's time to pop it. I want to get into my flow. Time to give me my flowers. I don't want them when I ain't here, he said at the time. Oh. After the news of his death, Drake, who collaborated with the Migos on the 2018 song Walk It Talk It, paid tribute to Takeoff in an Instagram post. Got the best memories of all us seeing the world together and bringing light to every city we touch. That's what I'll focus on for now. Rest easy, spaceman. He captioned a photo of him and Takeoff from their Aubrey and the Three Migos tour in 2018. SZA also paid tribute to Takeoff in a tweet. This Takeoff-ish is so weird. I'm genuinely creeped out by the world. I cried. God bless that man's spirit, his family and friends. Such a talented soul. I don't understand. She wrote Machine Gun Kelly. We don't care what he said. Move right along. So it says, so what was Takeoff's net worth before he died? Let's get into that. That's down here. So what is Takeoff's net worth? Takeoff's net worth is $26 million, according to the Celebrity Net Worth. The site also reports that Quavo and Offset have the same net worth of $26 million, hinting that the 3 members share their income equally. Migos, for that part, has a total net worth of $80 million. Much to Takeoff's net worth came from his work with Migos, which he was a member of from 2008 to his death in 2022. The group, which performed under the stage name Pablo Club until they changed their title to Migos, debuted in 2013 with their first single Versace from their mixtape with their current label Quality Control Music. Okay, so Takeoff's net worth is about $26 million. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. With that being said, I do not feel that Takeoff's mother and his child will be receiving much money. I don't. I think that the record labels and other people will dry up as much of that money as they can, whether they're saying it's like past due things or things that he owed. They did just make an album. I'm sure a tour was aligned with that as well. So any expense that they feel that he was, going to be responsible for, they're definitely going to take what is owed. Well, I should say what they feel is owed. But I do not think his family will see much of his net worth. It's no different than with Michael Jackson. Even still to this day, Sony makes millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars off of Michael Jackson. His family really isn't getting any of because since Michael Jackson has died, he's made so much money. Like even in death, this man is still raking in millions and millions of dollars. And the Jackson family does not see a dime of that money. It all goes to the Michael Jackson estate, which is owned by Sony, owned and controlled by Sony, not the Jackson family. So, the Jackson family does not see much of that money. Not even I really don't even think they get a percentage of it at all. I think it's more so just Sony and the people that are attached to Sony. So whatever the distribution company for quality control, where Takeoff was signed, I think that they will be the estate holders. I don't think that the family, I feel, should fight for control of his estate, but I don't think that they will, because you couldn't convince me that the Jackson family wasn't making tons of money still off of Michael, because that's his family, so he's not here to spend it, so give it to them. That's how I look at it. Give it to his mother and children and even his siblings, and whatnot. I'm sure they could use it, and I'm sure, except Janet, people like that, but I'm sure they could use it, and I would want my family to be, I would rather it go to them, my children, and and stuff like that, than it'll go to people that aren't related to me, like people that are already filthy rich, that just want to be rich. Oh, there's a big pile of money sitting there, let's take it. So again, and with Takeoff being 28 years old, a lot of people aren't, even now, people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, still don't have wills and stuff like that prepared. It does not mean just because you have money that you automatically do those things. There's no program that forces you to do it. No, it's at will. If you want a will and, will and testament, stuff like that, you have to do that on your own. Now, you can have people assist you, but that has to be something you do. And most 28-year-olds aren't sitting around waiting to, well, let me get a will and all of that together. Because when most people think of things like that, they think, end times, like something's wrong, or, and it's not. It's just, this is just something that you should have taken care of, because you just never know when you're going to leave here. We all we want to grow old, and leave here the natural way, but not all of us do. So, again, it's very important to do those things. So, I don't know. I think that P from Quality Control, I think will get a lot too. Like when Biggie passed away, even still now to this day, Diddy makes more money than anybody in Biggie's family. He gave Faith a certain amount of money when Biggie passed away. He did the same thing for Miss Wallace, Christopher's mother, Biggie's mother. But they don't have any like percentage, or anything that they make, because Biggie is as well as a person who passed away and still after was bringing in millions of dollars. Faith has no ties to Biggie's estate like that, and neither does her son. So, and neither does Biggie's eldest daughter. I think that they all have No different than like Michael Jackson's kids. When they all get to a certain age, they get a certain amount of money, of the money that Michael left behind. But other than that, they not, because they should be really, really, really rich, because Michael Jackson is part of so much money. And it's the same thing with Biggie. Diddy is still making a big bulk of all of Biggie's music, but his family is not. So, and any of them will tell you the same thing. Like, no, we don't get no money like that. Hold on, I'm getting a lot of things. We don't get no money like that. He get all the money, not us. So I can see P from Quality Control getting a decent amount of money. I could see him getting a decent amount of money, but other than that, I don't really feel like the family is going to see much of his estate. I don't, because that's how it ends up. You know, it always usually ends up that way. If you don't have something ironclad in the works, then, and again, Takeoff's mother was Quavo's sister. Well, that he looked at her as like, you know, a mother. Which, let's get into that, because I feel that either Takeoff's sister, because you know that's who came and flew in to Houston after he got killed. Takeoff, Quavo's sister came. Someone, they said that that Takeoff's mother had arrived. That's who they were referring to. Takeoff's sister is, I think it's Kashara. Is it Kashara? I think it's Kashara. Was Reed now, right here it says Kashara Marshall, but her last name is Reed now because she's married. But yeah, I think Trista says the label. No, yeah, I definitely feel like the label will get the bulk of the money, just because that's how they have things wired up, even with insurance policies and stuff like that. Because most labels, especially nowadays, they put insurance policies on their artist. So if anything happens to them, they have a way of, you know, taking care of the things that they need to take care of, but it's more so for their business. So they're putting an insurance policy, like you're putting an insurance policy in like a car or something, you know, that you're getting for somebody else, is how I look at it. It's like they're putting insurance on this vehicle, but somebody else is going to be the driver. So it's like Quavo is the driver of his own life, no different than Takeoff. So insurance policies being put on is usually being placed by like someone who cares about you, a loved one, to where your bills could fall onto them. If you passed away or something like that, ain't no bills about to be stacking up on no record labels like that, especially when he has the network of what he has. So he has plenty of money. So if the insurance company, if the label is stating that like, oh, he was in arrears like $1 million with us, or like $2 million, with him having $26 million in the bank account, he could definitely take care of the debt that he owes the label. But a label has a way of securing their artist's life, you know, to where it's like they basically own them, type of situation. That's why it's really hard for the majority of these artists to get out of contracts, because the contracts that they sign be ironclad. So you need to, as an artist, it's important to do those same things for yourself, making the sole beneficiary and stuff like that. And a lot of these artists don't even get insurance. So because with some insurance companies, they won't let you have more than one policy. So it's like, if you already have a policy on you, you can't come to us and put a policy with us because these people have a policy on your name. Because they're not going to just let you, 6 different people got insurance policies on you. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. So with a lot of these labels, they unknowingly have insurance policies on a lot of these artists. No different than with Diddy. Diddy had an insurance policy on Biggie. He absolutely did. So he had one on Craig Mack, all of them. Even Black Rob. That's why Diddy was offering Black Rob's family that money after Black Rob had passed away, because he had an insurance policy. This was like, here, y'all take half the policy. He didn't have an insurance policy on that man all this time, and Black Rob wasn't signed to Bad Boy and been signed to Bad Boy and how long? And when he passed away, he had an insurance policy, and Diddy gave the family money. He absolutely did. That's the only reason. Because, okay, well, here, take some of this. Yeah. So he's had an insurance policy on that man for years. And it's no different than with any of these other artists. They should all check, because you can check and see if there's policies on you. You absolutely can, because you can go unknowingly do it. You sure can. You don't need the person there. You know, like if I want to put insurance policies on my children, the company not gonna call my kids. They're not gonna do that. Mm-mm. They're just gonna want social security numbers and stuff like that to prove that they're not illegal aliens and that they're actually in existence, and stuff like that. But they all, the majority of people put policy. Absolutely, Barry Hankerson had a ginormous insurance policy on Aaliyah. Not only that, he got an undisclosed amount for the lawsuit that he sued the airline company for. If anything, Aaliyah's mother and father should have been getting that money, not no Barry. Not Barry. Like, what are you getting policies for? That wasn't your daughter. Like, what, like, so, yeah. And then he gave him a little piece of it and tried to make it seem like, no. Barry made a lot of money off of Aaliyah. A lot of money off of that woman. Gone and here. He made a lot of money. And I feel like it was starting to get low. That's why he finally released her music. Finally, because he is benefiting from it. He act like it's a non-profit. Oh, I'm putting all of Aaliyah's music out and I'm going to make a dime. No, you're going to make plenty of money, especially how long you've held this music back. Because we weren't even able to access it on any streaming platform. And streaming is where it's at. It's not like we're listening to CDs and stuff like that anymore. The majority of us aren't. It's like an artifact. But so he already knew he was going to rake in millions of dollars immediately off of dropping Aaliyah's music, knowing how hungry her fans, us, how hungry we were for it. And so, because the only thing we could do was listen to her on YouTube, really, if you wanted to hear certain songs. But other than AJ Nothing But a Number, we couldn't listen to her. So he already knew how much money he was going to make doing that. So he's trash. And I do feel like P from Quality Control, they do have insurance policies on all of the members, even Offset. I feel they have policies on all of them, and P will clean up in this situation. I think P is going to be just fine. I think he'll be receiving the bulk of the estate, not the whole thing, but he'll get a nice amount of Takeoff's money. He will. I don't think that it will be given to the family. I don't. I do not feel that way at all whatsoever. And again, if anybody's deserving, I feel like it's either Quavo's sister who raised him or his child. Both, honestly. I feel like it should just be split between the both of them, if you ask me. But let's get into this article. The 28-year-old was part of the hip-hop group Migos. Let me make it bigger. With Migos, with Offset and Quavo, who are just not his bandmates, but his family. In a press conference, Houston Police Chief Troy Finner revealed Takeoff, whose real name is Kirshnikari Ball, was fatally shot at the bowling alley in Houston, Texas on Tuesday. Let's go to the family part. Quavo is Takeoff's uncle, which means Takeoff is his nephew and his sister's son. However, her name is unknown, the other sister. And the pair were both raised by Quavo's mother, Edna Marshall. Offset, Quavo, and Takeoff all grew up in Edna's home in Gwinnett County, Atlanta, and Offset called her the father figure in a 2017 interview with Rolling Stone. Offset's quote, "She knew how to raise you as a man," he continued, while Quavo added, "She had a house full of ninjas, playing games, shoes off, eating all the food, and it's hard times, but she never complained." In an interview with Fader in 2013, Quavo said about Takeoff, "We share everything. He's basically like a brother." While Takeoff added, "I don't look at him as my uncle, but more as my brother." So Quavo has a sister called Kashara Marshall, now Kashara Reed, but she's not Takeoff's mother. She is Quavo's other sister and has a YouTube channel with her husband and kids called The Reed Family. Kashara has 3 daughters who she often shares photos of on Instagram, and she does, and they are so beautiful, where she has 60,000 followers and says, "Motherhood is my superpower." The social media personality is married to a guy called Jay and went viral in 2019 when singer Sweetie attended their wedding and caught her bouquet. Oh my goodness. So Quavo, the name of Quavo's other sister is unknown, but according to fans, she is still in contact with them all. On Twitter, fans are praying for Quavo as he now has to tell his sister that her son was killed, something no uncle should ever have to do. Oh my goodness, that's sad. That's sad. So Takeoff's mother is Quavo's other sister. The sister, from what I gathered, is the sister whom is not named. Okay. So that's Quavo's actual, Takeoff's actual mother. But Quavo's other sister, Shakara, she raised him, like, pretty much took the burden of raising him. Okay. So that's how they're related. They're related because Quavo's sister gave her son to her sister. Okay. So the unknown sister gave Takeoff to Shakara, Quavo's other sister. And they were raised together. So they were really close. That's why they look at each other as brothers, because they're really close in age as uncle and nephew. So, yes, it's kind of like my nephew. My nephew and my youngest brother well, they still kind of are close, but when they were younger, they were very close because they're close in age. They're like 2 years apart. So they were thinking and thieves, really, really close to each other. So it's kind of like the same relationship that Takeoff had with Quavo. We are cousins, but your sister, which, because they said it was his aunt, it's not his aunt, it is his cousin. Because Quavo's well, technically aunt, my fault. I mixed that part up. Quavo's sister is Takeoff's aunt. So it was his auntie raising him. So Quavo's older sister was raising him. So they're all blood. They're all related. Type of situation. So yeah, that's sad. But she's beautiful. I love her. She seemed like such a vibe. And they seem to, let me pull up her IG. Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Her kids are beautiful too. So yeah, and she has a YouTube and whatnot. So yeah. But yeah, she has a YouTube as well. This is her promoting the guys. But yeah, I really don't think and I feel like if anybody should be getting, and this is her and her husband. But if anybody should be getting that money, I feel like it should be her or Takeoff's son. I believe he has a son, right? Is that a son or is it a daughter? I know he has a kid. So, but yeah, I just feel like that's sad. It's a sad situation. And usually the family, they aren't the inheritors when it comes to situations like this, especially a network like that. Like Whitney Houston, the money that was passed down to Bobby Christina, it was supposed to be way more money than that. Bobby Christina is supposed to get way more money than that. Way more. But it's how the cookie crumbles. That is how the cookie crumbles. So at this point in time, I'm going to drop the link. Anybody with any new information or just information in general that wants to come up here, I'm going to keep the link open for what is it? Okay. It's for about 30 minutes because we're going to be going live on Station Hit after a while here. So I'll keep it up for like 30 minutes. If you guys want to come up and give your thoughts, who do you feel should get the inheritance, Takeoff's inheritance? I personally don't feel like it should be the label. Y'all, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. But yes, and again, y'all can bring up Jay Prince, that's fine. The man saying he ain't got nothing to do with it. That's why I'm leaving it at. He said he ain't got nothing to do with it. So if you want to come up here and say something of the other, that's completely fine. I'm not going to argue with you, none of that. I'm just going to listen because I have no dog in that fight. The man said, I ain't do it. I had nothing to do with that. I would never protect anybody that did something like that. My crew was not involved. I don't know. I don't know. He did. He loved his whole family. I mean, especially his mama. He did love his mom. He the ring that he had on, him and her in it and whatnot. He loved her. So I feel like his family should inherit the money. I do. I don't feel like it should go to record labels. And, I don't know, but I just feel like it will. I do. I feel like it will. The link is in the chat. Yeah, I feel like it definitely will go to the record labels and whatnot instead of go to his family, which who rightfully should be the inheritors. They absolutely should be. So, they saying his brother did it. Now, I was looking at that too. I saw that they saying that Miko Bands is Quavo's brother. From what I gather, it's not. I mean, unless it's like through his father's side or something like that. So I don't know. It could be. I'm not saying he not, but I'm just saying I don't literally know that. But I have been seeing that in places that the man is actually Quavo's brother whom did it. So there's like that's why Quavo isn't going to say hasn't said anything and isn't going to say anything because he would be saying it about his own brother. Is what I was told. Father's side. Oh, interesting. Because that's what I'm saying. On his sister's side, because I was looking at their family tree and I didn't see nothing about no brother, especially this Migo person. But that's what I said, unless it's his father's side. I could see that, but crazy. Shout out to Yvonne. Anybody else that wants to hit the link, make sure you do now. Hi, Yvonne.
Hey, son, can you hear me?
How- yes, I can hear you really well.
Perfect. I'm glad to talk to you again. Thanks for pulling me up.
No
Great
problem.
show as per usual. I had two things that I did want to say. Number one, please make sure Tiff West checks her email because I sent her something very important. It
Okay.
has something to do with us sending you a winter gift. Okay.
Who saw
So
that?
I did send that. So when she sees Yvonne, she's gonna be like, "Who is this?" But it's me. So I want to send you guys something.
Okay.
Number two, still very sad over what happened. I personally think at this point, I just want the killer to be, shown, charged, get him to where he's going, get this over with. No more internet sleuthing. Nowhere where he said this and he said that and they said that. Just for the family's sake, because I told you about what happened with mines, and that just gets very redundant. Let the killer be caught. Get his butt
Right.
where he needs to be, whoever it may be. If it happens, it's tragic. Okay. You brought up a lot of great points today. I appreciate that. Being an old head, not too old, but the music did start taking that drastic turnaround. Maybe you could say after the boom bap era, after '92, after self destruction, after we all in the same gang, the it it totally just started going left. Everything was, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna kill you. Some people, they saying they saw they gonna R-word you and all this other stuff. Get your family, get your whole family. So let's just bring it back to love. I try to do that. I do participate like in a kind of musical blog talk show, and every week I'm saying the same thing. Let's bring it back to the love, just like he was saying with the other artists of other races. Yeah, they're in rainbows and they're picking daisies and stuff. And we over here, my man did hurt me so bad. I'ma
Mhm.
kill him. It just gets redundant, and you have to watch what you put into your ears, because your ears are so close to your brain, and all music is just a vibration. It's just a
And then,
vibration that it carries into your soul. So if all you putting into your vibration is kill, 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 inward, 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 then that's what that's this generation, they have it. And I feel like we need more hugs, we need more love. It's easier to say it said than done. But to me, that's what we need. We
right.
need that. Hug these boys, hug them, tell them it's okay. It's okay for a young man to cry. I listen to how some of these women talk to their male sons, and I want to go talk to that young king like that. That's a young brother. How he going, reacting to society when all y'all doing is putting them down and calling them the N word and things like that. I don't have any sons. I have all daughters. And it just like I said, it melts and it breaks my heart because here we are, another week gone by, and we saying R.I.P. to another one of our soldiers, and we're all soldiers. We got to get into this fight like we mean it. We
No,
gotta
I
mean it.
and with the whole bringing love back, like that's why when Drake dropped his last album, I really appreciated the album because it was something different. Instead of
Hmm.
just the same old rhetoric. I mean, some of the things he may have said, obviously is going to be kind of repetitive, but other than
Hmm.
that, it's a different type of sound. People are doing trying a new approach, towards something, and that is needed. To me, music changes every 10 years, but for these last like 20 years, it's kind of
Hmm.
been the same. So it's like it's not, if anything, it went from a certain flow to like mumble rap, and but other than that, music hasn't really changed much besides people trying to recycle a music. Hello, Miss Pat.
How you doing, Sean?
Recycle sounds. You hear a lot of, because now when I'm on the radio or listening to the radio, like when I'm in my car, I hear a lot of like Mary J. Blige old songs and Tony Braxton and a bunch of other people in
Hmm.
these rap songs now, and they're sampling them, and whatnot,
Right.
bringing back a sound that it
Hmm.
never left. It just people just changed up, So we need to
Yeah.
get back to that, like when it comes to music, and it's also the support. I feel the support starts with us. So if we keep
Right.
supporting this type of music, they're going to keep pushing it because they're not pushing anything that's not selling. So if we stop buying it and stop listening to it, maybe that will force them to change the sound. And I feel like that's what we should do as a community. Like, let's force them to change the sound. Let's say we ain't gonna
Jamaica
listen to no,
did.
right. We're gonna boycott everybody's music,
Hmm.
everybody that's doing rap right now. We ain't gonna listen to them. We ain't gonna download none of this stuff. We ain't gonna stream them. We're not gonna do none of that until things change. Change the music, change the sound. We want to hear
Right.
something else. We want to hear y'all like uplifting yourselves and other people, and then throw a little trashy track in the middle of that, and then go back, and then talk about this. Collaborate more, especially with like R&B. They're saying R&B is dead is because we stopped listening to it, and people, when we stopped listening, people stopped performing it to where rap just kind of just took over and became a multiverse instead of just a little bit of impact. Back in the day, rappers and singers got together all the time, even if it was just a singer coming through doing a hook, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now rappers is doing all their hooks, all this. So it's just so like rapper collaborate with rapper versus rapper collaborate with singer, like how it used to, where it's just
Right.
dominated, completely just taken over. So no, R&B is not dead. There's too many talented people out here that can sing for it to be gone. It's definitely here. But a lot of singers have turned into rappers, and so just because, like you look at Chris Brown, great voice. He started rapping because that's what became popular. It's like everything is rap. So I have to rap now too. I can't just sing. It's not enough anymore. So I don't know. I just think that we should do
I have to rap and I have to join a gang. I'm still here. I'm gonna drop. I'm on lunch. I gotta go make my little lunch, but I'm gonna listen to y'all. Okay, I'm gonna drop though. Thank you so much, Sean.
no problem. Thank you so much for coming up.
Alrighty, take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Hi, sweetie. Hi, Miss Pat.
Hey, Sean, how you doing today, dear?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin. You hit so many layers. It's spiritual, it's financial, it's industry. But let me say this, I'm gonna try to keep it brief to be respectful to you and to your show and everybody else wanting to get on. I'm almost 50 years old. So I saw the whole beginnings when rap was just party music to the hip hop, hibbity, hibbity, hip. You know what I mean? Where we would just party, we would just groove on it. You know what I mean? And then I saw it go from that phase to, push it good. You know what I'm saying? Where we was wearing our bangle earrings and rap was so many things. Then I saw it go through its political phase, like poor righteous teachers and public enemy. And then I saw it go through the MC Hammer phase. You know what I'm saying? So back when rap was really taking off, it was so diverse. You know what I mean? Then I saw it go through the Too Short phase and the Ghetto Boys phase and the NWA phase. And then it went to the where it's grown and sexy phase. Everybody drinking Cristal, everybody at the party, everybody rolling, causing clothes, 20 folds, you know what I mean? So I saw this and I saw how when rap was going, when I was, coming up, it was like it was more positive because it was a collage of everything. Like you say, you could have Mace and P Diddy, on one track. It was R&B artists jumping on rappers' tracks. You had Nelly. It's hot in here. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just this nonstop, killer ninja, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just using that word. I don't want to use that word too much on your platform, but you know what I'm saying? Unalive a ninja. It wasn't that constant push into the atmosphere. And I feel as though, like you said, the industry is pushing a lot of this negativity onto our community. But then when you have, okay, we can say what we want to say about Kanye. We can call Kanye crazy, but there were some elements of truth to what he was saying about the industry in terms of what they're pushing into our community. It's like the crack that was pushed into our community in the 80s. This is musical crack. So you can't keep putting that out the atmosphere. Death is a spirit. Y'all better read y'all Bibles. It's a spirit. So you can't keep pushing that death, shoot, 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 shoot. You can't keep doing that and not think that that's going to now start taking a repercussion. You, like you say, break it up. If you got one gangster hit, fine. But then put some more party, make it back grown and sexy, switch it up. And like you said, these boys out on the streets, they're hearing that. And like you said, a lot of these rappers, they not even really living like that. They really decent dudes. Some of them got wives, some of them got college degrees, some of them are real cold businessmen. You know what I mean? They are living a real life. But like you say, is the industry going to allow them to do that? Tank, even on the R&B side, I know you heard this, Sean, about a month ago. He was saying, how come as an R&B artist, I can't, the industry won't push me singing about love, but they'll push a white artist singing about love. So what I got to do, I got to go talk about, unaliving my black brother to make it. Do you know what I'm saying? Or, beating my black sister to make it. And so it's so many layers, but I agree. It starts with us as a community. The late, great C. Dolores Tucker tried to warn us back in the 90s. And a lot of black people thought she was being old school and being oppressive and trying to be censoring. But C. Dolores Tucker was like, y'all, we cannot allow these people to push that kind of stuff in our community. Now here it is, some 20, some 30 years later. And now we're seeing the repercussions where rappers, they don't even feel safe performing because now people don't know how to separate fact from fiction. They're hearing that stuff. These young men are trying to travel and just go out and have a nice time. And the people on the streets, they're not separating like, oh, well, he's just a rapper. That's not how that man really lived. They like, oh, this how this brother really living. Okay, so we gonna bring him that energy. So it do start with us, but it also start with that industry. That industry need to stop it. They don't do that to no other community, not the Latino community, not to the Asian community, not to the white community, not to the LGBT, what you say, barbecue community. They don't do none of that. And I'm going to just leave it with this. That's why, Sean, listen, the only spirit we need to be pumping up is Holy Spirit, activate. Come on, Holy Spirit, activate. I'm done. I love you, Sean.
I love you too. Thank you so much for coming up, sweetie.
Take care.
You too. So no, I couldn't agree more. I do think that, again, with music, a lot of these artists do not have the option, to make a lot of music that is on a more, because I get it, like, positive music is only going to sell to a certain extent. So I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, if you do positive music, it's definitely going to sell. No, a lot of it probably won't. And the reason it won't is because your counterparts, if you have so many different, there's so many great rappers that aren't getting what's due to them or getting the justice due to them, is because they're not willing to express themselves in that way. And a lot of them aren't living that life. Anybody can rap, like anybody can. But writing a beat and things like that is a little different. Having actual bars, what you're saying, that's different. But anybody can rap. So a lot of these people that haven't lived a certain lifestyle are coming forward rapping about a lifestyle that they've never lived, So people are going to perceive you of that same lifestyle. They are, people believe what they hear. It's the same thing when you play something in your music. If you're saying in your music that you do drugs, people are going to assume that you do drugs. If you saying in your music you do lean, people are going to assume you do lean. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. So how can you, if you're saying that you do these things, you get mad when somebody in real life walk up to you and ask you if you want to buy some lean, or something like that. Well, I mean, that's all you talk about in your songs. I mean, clearly you do it. I have some. You want to buy it? But that person's offended. Like, I would never. Well, then why are you rapping about it? There's a lot of things rappers are rapping about that they don't do, a lifestyle that they're not living. And they, to me, because a lot of rappers have been from a certain area and may have experienced a lot of things, like they may not have ended somebody's life in a drive-by, but they were in the car. They may have sat in the car and certain things popped off, and they saw certain things. So now they're rapping about it. Now they're putting it as their experience when it's not. Let the people know in the track that you are a bystander. Tell them this is something you saw, but instead you're saying you do it. So that's how people are going to look at you. With the majority of these rappers going around talking about how strapped they stay in these music videos, pointing weapons, all of that stuff, that is how people are going to approach you. So when people saying like, oh, people don't fight no more, they don't take it to the streets, they don't use their hands. That's all rappers had back in the day in their videos was their hands. So if they did see each other and get into a physical altercation, then that's why, type of situation. That came with gangster rap when, talking about 187s and, all that came with gangster rap. But the rappers that were just rapping, that was the storytellers, like the Slick Ricks and the people like that, they weren't talking like that. That wasn't their experience in life. They may have saw, crazy, saw something crazy, but that's not what they rapped about. They would rather rap about girls and, who hot, who not, how I'm better than you, how you can't sling these bars, how I can sling these bars. Like, that's what they were more focused on. And storytelling. It's evolved, which I get that it has evolved, but it's evolved into a manifestation. These men are manifesting these things in their life. If the Jonas Brothers were singing about the things that these male Black rappers rap about, they would be inviting it into their lives as well. They absolutely will. Look at Mac Miller. Is that what was his name? And he OD'd and all of that. He rapped about a lot of those things. He absolutely did, and often. There was a lot of that in his music. A lot. What was his name? Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But the XXX dude who got robbed and and irked, popped. He rapped about things like that. He rapped about not wanting to be here, anymore. How he didn't feel that there was a place here, for him and stuff like that. Manifest. You manifest these things into your life. So I just feel like if they talked about what they're actually doing instead of what is popular to talk of, because at this point, Black people are not making music about drugs, sex, and guns. The labels are having them produce it in volumes. Again, nothing's going out without the label clearing it. So I understand the independent artists that rap a certain way, but the ones that have big labels backing them, and whatnot, if the record label will back Cardi doing a track called WAP, why wouldn't they want to back her when she does a song called Girl Power? We don't want that. Scratch that track, but bring the WAP. We want that. That's what we want. This is what we want to make her big single. Let's put a big music video budget and all of that stuff about a song like this. But Ladies Night, when they did it back in the day, when the Queens got together and did Ladies Night, everything about what they had on looked like that was their own wardrobe. It looked like they shot the video themselves. That's how basic it was, because they don't want to support nothing like that. They don't want to support it. They don't. Nicki Minaj did the Super Freaky Girl remix. Ain't no label about even with all the stuff that they talking about in that song, ain't no label about to put no big budget behind that. That shows unity. It shows power. That deserves a big music budget, a music video budget, like the Freaky Girl remix especially. But you see, they put a lot of money in Nicki's video for Freaky Girl. Oh yeah, well, we'll make sure this pops. We're gonna put a bunch of money behind this. Okay, Freaky Girl remix. Let's get all the girls together. No different than how they did it in WAP. But they didn't look at that being unity, in the WAP video. And none of these other girls rapping, but Cardi and Meg, this is about coochie. It is what it is. The other girls in the video, like the Mulattoes, the Sukianas, and all of them, they were just there. The Kylie Jenners, they're all just there. That wasn't showing any unity. Like they want all together on a track. No, that's not showing unity. Whatever. But yeah, that's just how I view it. So it's not the actual artist. It's not these people, that because they don't control it. It's the people that control it. So you got to stop looking at these artists like they run their lives. No, they don't. Like, stop letting them fool y'all. I mean, if Nicki and Cardi and all these people coming forward mad at their labels and stuff like that, cussing the labels out and stuff like that, that means that you're mad at something that you can't control. Right? Because the label works for you. So you tell the label to jump and you ask how high, type of situation. You tell them how high, but this is the opposite because they don't have that power. They really don't. They don't have the power to do certain things. Like with Cardi album not coming out yet, that could be for all type of reasons. All type of reasons. And I'm assuming most of those reasons are coming from the label. The idea she's coming forward with, they probably just ain't feeling that. They want her to go back into get into your hoochie mama bag, and stuff like that. And again, Cardi's getting older, Nicki's getting older. They both have families now. They may want to talk about other things, but the label just like, nope. Like, we don't want to hear none of that. We don't want to hear about how you struggle with your pregnancy and how you struggle as a woman and how it's hard out here. We don't want to hear none of that. You need to diss people and go forward and tell everybody that you're better than them and then never be like you. It don't matter how many little people how many armies they try to create. We want to hear that. Go in there and cuss out Cardi B. And then with Cardi B, they're like, go in there and cuss out Nicki. And both of them probably ain't feeling that. They probably want to go in a whole nother, direction, type of situation, but creative differences. Having a record label with most artists, they need to realize it's a marriage. You are marrying this person. And just as scared as most people are about marriage, as scared as you need to be about this contract you're about to sign with these people. You need to be just as scared. Okay? You need to have cold feet. You do. Okay? Because in a marriage, when you're married, you kind of feel like you gotta deal with that person, rather you don't or not. I mean, you could leave, you could get divorced, you could do all those things. But after time, it's just like, is it worth it? Do I really want to go out here and look for something new when I've been with this for so long? And then what if I get out there and it's even worse? I'm better off in this situation than I am right now. But it's literally like a marriage. And I've never been an artist, but I've done a lot of research on it. And it's like a marriage. And they're going to take things in this marriage. Okay? You want to get divorced? I'm taking everything. Your name, everything. I'm suing you for everything you got. I don't want half of everything. I want everything. It's the same way. It's literally the suing a person is kind of like a divorce. When the person is suing the label or the label suing them, because they're parting ways or the contract's not up, but the differences they can't get through, and whatnot. So just like Megan and Carl Crawford, it's like a divorce. It's like is y'all still married? Like, that's not over yet. Like, y'all need to, she done already moved on, seeing Jay-Z people, she done already moved, cheating on you with, So it's a very difficult thing. So just getting in a contract is not just, because that's what most people look at is the money. Like, I'm about to get paid, I'm about to be on, I'm about to be this, I'm about to be that. And then things can take a turn. They can take a turn, and quickly, which is the shelving curse, to where the label puts you on the shelf. So now you got all of this work in you. You got all of this heat. You got all of this fire that you want to put in the streets. You hungry, right? And now they done shelved you because not some overnight success, some gimmick on TikTok or somewhere like now they want to put you on the back burner, somebody that got real talent, because this bitch over there talking about some period I, period So now you're not a label gonna shelve you, put you on the back burner because this gimmick, like a bad baby, somebody like that. We're gonna put this gimmick before you, somebody that has actual talent. So go sit down, Dreezy. Go sit down, Lotto. Go sit down, or Glorilla. All y'all go sit down. Because period I, period is here. Okay. So we about to get her in the studio. So you walk past that studio and you see her in the microphone. It's like, it's like, are you kidding me? You just want to dive through the window and just land on her. You know, because it's just like, ain't no way in the world you should be in here before me. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So now they put all their energy in this hole, and you ready to pop. You hungry. Remember, you're a real artist. They signed you because you raw talent. You got talent, you know? But you got to watch her succeed. You got to watch her be in a place where you feel like it's your spot. You in my spot. You've taken from me eating, all because you're a gimmick. Somebody that ain't never gonna go nowhere. You gonna go as far as the people that love gimmicks allow you to go. Trick. Like, that's as far as you're going. So now me and my artistry has to be put aside for a gimmick. Not cool. Not cool. You're a great singer, but they're telling you, oh, you got to fall back. Kim Kardashian wants to make an album. Who? Are you kidding me? She want to do what? Before me? And I sing like Whitney Houston? I sing like The Voice? Girl. I can sing like the vocal Barbara Brandy, girl. The murderer. But I have to wait? Eric on. So that causes a lot of people to be bitter because not only do you have to wait, you can't go work nowhere else. You can't go get signed nowhere else. You're already in a contract. You're already in a contract. So now they letting you feel like it's gonna be, you know, a couple months now or a couple weeks before we get you back in the studio. That couple weeks turns to a couple months, that couple months turns to a year, blah, blah. How you gonna eat? How you gonna feed your family? That little advance that they gave you is just that. So you still owe them money. Welcome to this 360. You still owe them money. So basically, if you don't go out here in these streets and run amok, we're not going to pay attention to you. So then you have these same people, you're wondering why they keep getting into these altercations and stuff. They always going back and forth on social media. They always doing this, they always doing that. But where the music at? Is it starting to register? While a lot of people go out here and start fights and stuff with each other, you know, and whatnot, like the Asian, the brats and stuff, you know, the Asian dolls and, you know, all of that. Because then when they do, a limelight is placed on them. Blogs and stuff like that are talking about them, sharing them, all that stuff. And then now all of a sudden, that A&R is hitting you up. Oh, what you doing? You feel like we got an artist down here that would love to work with you. Would you like to come down here and, you know, drop a track, work with, lay a track down? And all of a sudden you matter. Now all of a sudden you back in the studio. All of a sudden you got a single. Maybe just a feature, but you got a single. You got your foot back in the door. That's not enough. Let me date a rapper or someone. Let me see. Oh, he's cute. Let me get underneath him. That'll keep my name, but you know, I got this little track out. I go to the club or somewhere with him a couple times. But this is where they are. Like, this is how artists have to eat, and it shouldn't be like that. So you have people that are actually talented, you know, like Asian Doll and people like that. These are talented people, like they are. But in this day and age, talent, it no longer matters. It's all about gimmicks. You know, how long can you be viral, and or are you viral? You know, stuff like that. That's all that matters. You see a lot of that viral, viral. Like, there's people out here with real talent that are really hungry, you know, unlike these people. Most of them, they don't have none of them want to be artists. Like the period I, period like she ain't want to be an artist. It just so happened to come up, you know, just because of who she was mimicking within that time. That's the same thing with Bad Baby. She ain't come on Dr. Phil talking about I'm a rapper. Y'all go check out my track. She ain't coming there like that. No, she did not. No, she didn't. She didn't. She didn't. She came on there and talking about some Cammy Outside. How about that? Somebody turned it into a little track, and all of a sudden I can rap. I can rap. No, you can't, ho. That was on Dr. Fear. And somebody put a beat behind it. You can't rap. She didn't say nothing about sitting on Dr. Fear. She was a rapper. That I'm a rapper. My mom and them don't understand me because I rap. They don't understand why I'm already sleeping with grown men because I rap. It's like, girl, please. You didn't say nothing about no rapping. Gimmick. They put that behind that track. It actually became a track to people that went viral. And then all of a sudden, I'm bad, baby. I rap. Same thing with Same thing with her. Girl, you ain't coming. You was sitting there acting like you were a R-word black woman. Absolute, a mentally challenged black woman is what you was sitting over there acting like. And now all of a sudden you rap. You literally sitting here making fun of disabilities and whatnot while doing blue. And now you're a rapper. Since when? When this happened? When they was reading you and calling you out on TikTok and all of that for doing everything that you were doing, white girl, you weren't promoting any music or anything like that. You ain't say nothing about being an artist with your ball mouth ass. You ain't say nothing about being an artist. Now all of a sudden you're a rapper. Y'all can fall for the okie doke if y'all want to. Y'all can fall for the okie doke if y'all want to. Because the people behind the scene need somebody white to thrive doing what we do. It's always been like that. Elvis, the Beatles. I mean, the list just goes on and on. The list just goes on and on. Villa Lago is why Michael Jackson became as big as he became. He would not have been the king of pop without Villa Lago. No, he would not have. He would not have been the king of pop when he bleached his skin to become the color that he felt that he was going to become, the fade in his skin. When he did that, he became exceptional. Exceptional. It's no different than what they do with white people. I love Adele. Girl, let's not act like the only reason you are where you are is because you can mimic a black voice. Because you can mimic a soulful voice. What hood you was raised in? Stop it. Girl, please stop acting like you're actually talented. Don't get me wrong. Adele is a great songstress. She absolutely is, but she is a mediocre black singer. That is a mediocre voice for a black person. Like, black people have levels when it comes to their voices. We can give you slow, low, raspy soul. We can take a higher alto. We can take a soprano. We can do all of that. Adele, one tone. Let's stop at Adele. Love Adele. One tone. I'm not making things up. None of that. Go listen to her. The majority of her songs sound just alike. One tone. Just like Neo. One tone. He don't have levels to his voice. One tone. Usher, levels. He has levels to his voice. Usher can meet you where Tank, levels. Even Tyrese, levels. Genuine, levels. Levels. That's the only reason why Adele is where she's at, because they got to push a white woman with a black voice. Stop it. Elvis got to push a white man with a black voice. Justin Timberlake, push a white man with a black voice. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I mean, it's the same thing. Macklemore, Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly, Jack Harlow. Like, all of these people, they push these people because that's how they wanted it in the first place. Not, they want to dominate, because they try to dominate everything we do. So they try to dominate it with white people. The last girl that they actually gave that mic to do that was Iggy Azalea, and she completely dropped the ball. She completely dropped the ball. Times 10. She ruined it. Like, she completely dropped the ball. Just like with the first person they tried to give it to rap-wise was Vanilla Ice. Completely dropped the ball. Completely dropped the ball. So, yes, completely dropped. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I love Eminem too. I do. I'm a big fan of Eminem, but the problem with that is NWA was getting arrested for their lyrics. He literally talking about a literal story of a homicide and how he wanted to do it, how he wanted to off his mom. He got to say the F word. They let him do so much that they did not let black men do. Absolutely. They gave him so many passes. So many passes. So many. They did not give black men passes like that. They did not. They were arresting them because they performing a song on stage. But he up here talking about taking his family life. And it's okay. He literally sitting here, hush, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be all right. Like after you just, that wasn't no car accident. You ended that woman's life with the child. And you get to say all of that. But NWA say after police, get him. Well, I was like, oh, okay. Oh my goodness. He got to stalk Mariah Carey and all of that. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, yeah, no, he got to do all type of stuff. Y'all wouldn't let that nigga do none of that. Y'all would cancel us immediately. So it's just, but he get to come on here and literally sing to a child about a crime he just committed. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. He done R-worded people in songs, all of that. I'm like, but okay. I guess, because that was a lot. Eminem done went there. He done went there. But when, black people do it, it's a problem. But they let him do whatever he wanted to do. They did the same thing with Elvis. He was gyrating his hips. And they said, you got to stop doing that. It's sexual. It's too sexual. Arrest him. Arrest him. Y'all, black people got arrested all the time. James Brown, he gyrated his. Michael Jackson put his hand right here on his. They banned his whole video worldwide. The way you make me feel when he got on top of the thing, he grabbed this thing and he did his dance like he do, girl. Everybody banned it. It got banned. Mm-hmm. Girl, they banned that. And Michael Jackson cut up at the beginning of that video. Banned all over the world. Why? I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, this is crazy. But but yeah, I think the dynamic of music just needs to change again. Again, R&B is not gone. It's just hip hop is just so massive. That's the difference. I wish that R&B would come back because I feel like we had a really good balance, especially in the 90s. I feel like music was so balanced in the 90s. A bunch of great music about a lot of things. Like when Pac did like California Love and Keep Your Head Up and stuff like that. They actually ventured outside of the box, and whatnot. And then you had the other side of rap that, like the Foxy Browns and stuff like that came with this sexy, sultry, type of situation. And, the Kim and, and then the collaborations were incredible. Like there were incredible collaborations in the 90s and there was a balance. You had hip hop and R&B to the point to where it was literally hip hop and R&B. It was all the same thing. It's just because there's so many collaborations and so many people, it was hard to just call it R&B or just hard to call it rap when you have these amazing songs that are featuring so many R&B artists. There were so many collaborations in the 90s and it kind of just started to kind of dwindle as the millennium came. But the 90s, I feel like it was a perfect balance. Then there was literally everybody that loved R&B was being fed that R&B, and then the people that loved hip hop was being fed that, and the people that was a fan of them both were full because it was just so much love being shared. Now there was some hate going on too, East Coast, West Coast, all of that, but there was definitely a fine line with who was hip hop and who was R&B. Now it's like people call Doja Elf a rapper. I'm just like, you sure? singing. People say Lizzo is a rapper. I guess. You just never know now. You just never know. A rapper to me is somebody that just raps, and if they sing, then they can sing too. Missy Elliott is a rapper. Can she sing? Yes. Mm-hmm. But she's not a singer because she raps better than she sings. She's good, you know, she's decent. But when you have one of those voices that you know exactly who that person is immediately, then it's more so of a standout sound versus a you can sing type of thing. So like Missy had a great harmonizing voice and whatnot, but she wasn't a singer. Like no. Can she sing? Yeah, she can carry a cute little tune. You know, when she good for she good for something like that, you know. She good for one of them too. But when it comes to like singing, she you know, it's cute. Like I could listen to it like All in My Grill, Hot Boys, you know, songs like that, great songs, you know, and especially of her singing, you know, great voice, you know, and whatnot, but it's not giving Jennifer Hudson and can rap. It's not giving Beyonce and can rap. It's not giving that. Beyonce, great songstress. I would say it's a pretty even between, because I like when Beyonce raps too, but at the end of the day, she's a singer. Like she's not a rapper. She's a singer. You know, that's how I look at Beyonce. Beyonce is not a rapper to me. I think she's good at it. She always comes with some cute bars, you know, and whatnot. She is married to Jay-Z, one of the best that ever did it. So, but Beyonce ain't no rapper. No. She's not a rapper. So I be feeling like that about, like, I give Doja rapping. I give it to her because most of her hits are more so of her rapping. So, okay, I'll give her that. But Lizzo ain't no damn rapper. Like, no, she is not. I'm like, oh my goodness, because she said it's about damn time. Like, which I might be better, turn up the music. That's not rapping. I'm like, that's not rapping. She like talk sing. She like talk sing. In a minute, I'm gonna need a pepperoni pizza with something. Oh my God. My hair flip. So, yes, that's not rapping to me. But I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess. But yeah. It's a little different from me. Liz, I'll be trying to, that's my girl though. But yes. I mean, I guess like people like Saucy, I guess you call him a rapper. He don't say he's funky fresh looking a mess. But you could call him a rapper, a big one. And but these other girls, no ma'am. No ma'am. Like people said that Left Eye got rest her soul, that she was a singer. No, she was not. She was a rapper. I still feel like Left Eye was mumbling. I feel like Left Eye was just sitting there lip syncing. The whole time they all three of them would get in front of the mic and Left Eye be like, cause I never heard her. I always heard Chili, that's my girl. And I always heard T-Boz, you can't, as raspy as T-Boz voice is, you gonna hit her no matter what. But girl, I was like, Left Eye clearly can't sing because I ain't heard her not a damn song. I'd be like, oh, that's Left Eye. Go on, girl. No. Mm-mm. They ain't get her not a piece of a solo singing because I don't feel like it was there. I feel like she was up in that studio talking. But because she wasn't in that, no. See, I never heard her. I was like, this girl done been in this group this whole damn time, and I never heard her sing. For what solo did Left Eye have singing? I feel like we need to do a video. I feel like we need to do a video Because Survive and Left Our Voice, where was it? Because I ain't never heard it. And I love TLC. Them is my groups. I ain't never heard it. So I'm like, yeah, she couldn't have been a singer. Because she always rapped, and I enjoy all of Left Eye's rapping. Loved it. Loved her rapping. Because she's a rapper. Like, that was her. She was definitely a rapper. So, but singing, I'm like, yeah, she must have been a little... What about your friends? She must have been giving Glorilla, because T-Boz had the baritone, so it couldn't be two baritones. It couldn't be that. It couldn't be that. It could be that. And then Chili was trying to act like she was the best dancer. No, you was not Chili. Left out. I mean, my girl T-Boz was. T-Boz was the best dancer. Now, you may have been a dancer and dance, all that stuff. Good for you, Rosanda, girl. But T-Boz, girl, how she used to hit them 8 counts, girl, it just hit different. It just hit different. Like when she did the butterfly and creep, you know, it hit different, girl. It hit different because in the biop, when Chili came in and she talked about do this, I was like, T-Boz, you liked that? Because T-Boz was like, uh-oh, juice the door. She's like, uh-oh. I'm like, uh-oh. Like, no, tell her to stop doing that. Gross. So I didn't like it. I'm like, are you supposed to be the dancer? And that's what you come here doing? Girl. So, yeah, Chili, girl, T-Boz was a better dancer. So, because I love Chili and T-Boz's voices together. Great harmonies that they had together. So, girl, love TLC. But yeah, we don't have that type of music anymore. I do have a question for you guys before we get out of here. How would y'all feel if, because now there is no way of Migos being Migos anymore, right? I get Quavo, because this completely messes everything up for Quavo. Especially with them just coming out with this album. There was so much more to come from it, videos, going on tour, all of that good stuff. Quavo and Offset were not getting along. I think things may be better between them. But with business dealings, Offset has pretty much completely left the scene. You know, with the whole quality control, all that stuff, he's gone. So him and Offset getting together, it just wouldn't make sense. And not right now, because they're both literally doing 2 separate things. Offset is doing his solo album, or pretty much dropped. It hasn't been dropped or about to drop. So he has that going on, and he's like independently doing it, like without P and all those people. And most of the static that they have is coming from business, you know, relationships and whatnot. And with Takeoff being gone, it's like, what now? With Quavo. So if Quavo, and because it's crazy, because that Migo band dude that's allegedly Quavo's brother that did this, I feel that he would have been a nice addition to the group if they were going to put it back together, and just add him, you know, inside of it. I think that would have been a good look, because, you know. But do y'all think it would be wrong if Quavo and Offset in the future put Migos back together and added a new person? How would you guys feel about that if they added a third Migo? Because, you know, when Left Eye had passed away, the band members Chili and T-Boz said that they were not going to replace her, but they can remember years later. I'll never forget it, because we used to watch it. I believe it was on UPN at the time, but they had a reality show, Finding a New Left Eye. And they picked this girl named Oh So Crispy, and she ended up having a baby with The Rock. Like, I don't know if they may even still be together, I don't know. But I know that they ended up having a child and whatnot, and they had dated and were dating. So I don't know, they could even be married, like even still to this day. But Oh So Crispy was the girl that they chose, and that was her name. And I believe she was like a white girl, if I'm not mistaken. But they chose her and added her in the group TLC, and it didn't work out. Clearly, it didn't work out. And then y'all know that after Little Mama did the biop with TLC, they added Little Mama, the rapper Little Mama. They added her into TLC, and their debut. I don't. Did they perform at the Grammys or somewhere? But Little Mama performed with them, and that was them like debuting her, as as the new member of TLC. And they're gonna do an album, all of that stuff. But Little Mama got on stage once again and messed up with the choreography, with remembering Left Eye's verse. She messed up real bad. And they ended up 86 in the idea after that. But they added Little Mama inside of, you can look it up right now, look it up. Little Mama was added into the group TLC, and I think that she definitely fit. She played Left Eye phenomenally. Little Mama did such a good job at playing Left Eye. She was amazing. I have no complaints about her being Left Eye. I think she did such a good job. She really honed in on the character of playing Lisa Left Eye Lopez. She did amazing. At the rapping, how she like everything. I'm just like, oh my God, you did such a good job. So to not know the music is bad, and she got on stage and fumbled the ball. She did, and they decided to part ways with her after that. Oh Lord, now she had one job. She had one job. But yes, so yeah, she got the boot. Because they was gonna add her in there. But so she was the second person that they replaced Left Eye with, which was weird because they always said that they wouldn't replace her. So I'm just like, I don't know, maybe that's God telling y'all like, yeah, do what you said. Yes, the Restore Island. Yes, I believe her name is Oh So Crispy, and she was dating The Rock, and I believe they had a baby. I think they had like a little girl, or something like that. But yes, absolutely, girl. Because that's what I'm like, oh, that's Oh So Crispy. I'm like, that's that girl from TLC that tried to join, but they was just like, and I think it was more so of the fans weren't feeling her. They were not feeling Oh So Crispy. They were not. And she was a great dancer, singer, all of that good stuff. She was definitely a fit to be in the group, but the fans was like, no, we don't want her. Absolutely. Offset album come out 11/11. Oh, okay. I knew it was coming out soon. Quavo could just stick to collabs. That might work out for him later on, but he may never get over this. No, I agree. I think that Quavo should just be solo. Just be solo. Yes, it was a great buyout. It was great. Loved it. She is a model now. Okay, yes. I need to watch that biop. You do. It was so good, and they play all of the music. That's what I love about the biop is that because with most biops, you don't get a lot because most of them don't be owning the music or have no rights to it. Okay, Money Mommy, love you. The Rock doesn't claim her for real. Oh my goodness, T. Oh my goodness. Dang, that Rock doesn't claim her. Why not? I don't know. That's what I said. I vaguely remember. Like, I should pull it up. But I vaguely remember her. But I do remember she was with The Rock. I do remember that. Quavo is going to be brand new. Sit back and watch him grow. I hope so. That's what I'm saying. I think that he should just remain solo and keep pushing. But that's the thing with when you're in a band. When you're in a band, not everybody's going to be Beyonce. Everyone's not going to be Beyonce or like a Justin Timberlake or like a Harry Styles. Somebody that was in a group and the group was popular and then the group breaks up and you are still popular. What is her name? The Cabela girl. She was in Fifth Harmony too. Camila Cabela, I believe her name is. She was in Fifth Harmony too, and she is 10 times more successful than Normani. And Normani is a bad bee. Normani is so talented, and Camila is traveling miles around her, miles around her. Camila has done damage with them numbers and everything, album sales, touring, dating Shawn Mendes, stuff like that. She is like miles ahead of Normani, which is sad because Normani is super talented. I wouldn't say that Camila is not talented. I think Camila is a talented girl. She's done some good songs, some good collaboration. She's definitely done well. She's definitely a hot commodity, and she's miles ahead of Normani. And it's the same thing with Destiny's Child. Beyonce is miles ahead of Kelly and Michelle. She's miles ahead of them, like miles ahead. So sometimes we are more, because it's no different than like Chili or T-Boz. With their solo projects, we didn't really support. But when TLC dropped, and that was the thing with Left Eye, when she dropped an album while she was alive, and she dropped an album off Master P's label, Left Eye was looking at it like it wasn't pushed enough, and blah blah this and blah blah that. No, a lot of times the group is more popular than the individual or the individuality, if that's what you want to call it. So not everybody's going to Diana Ross, the situation. Some people are into you because of the sound that the group gave. Some people aren't necessarily interested in people solo. Like some people hate Beyonce but love Destiny's Child. And I'm sure plenty of people tell you that. Like, no, I can't stand Beyonce, but I love Destiny's Child. I love their music. And when Beyonce's there. So, you can't say I love Destiny's Child music like they did any album or song without her. She's on every single one of them. So you can't like Destiny's Child and not like Beyonce, but you can. You don't like her individually, but you like the group sound, the sound that the group created together. A lot of people didn't care for Casey and JoJo, but they love Josie. They love the sound that the group created. A lot of people, couldn't stand Wanye from Boyz II Men, but love the sound that Boyz II Men, the sound that they make. It's like we love that sound. But yeah, so it's really easy for that. So it's the same thing with Quavo, and no different with Offset. People love the Migos, but a lot of people don't think Offset is a good artist. It's a high opinion, that people online aren't interested in Offset alone. But in Migos, they like, they like, we like you in Migos, but we don't like you by yourself. And I feel like it's the same thing because when Offset dropped Father of Four, it did okay, but it didn't rock the boat or anything. Same thing with Quavo. Honcho, when he did that Honcho album, it didn't make much noise. There was no number one hit songs pushed out of either album. There wasn't. So it's more of a group thing. I think when it comes to some of these artists, it's hard to create an individuality after being in a group. It's hard to do so. It is very hard to do that. So he has a lot of work ahead of him. And I feel like that's another reason why Quavo was interested in doing this album with Takeoff in the first place, is because Takeoff was a great lyricist. He was great, good, very good rapper. He knows how to ride the beat. He knows how to make, you move when you listen. He's very good at that. So he gave an energy that Quavo is not really capable of. And Quavo gives an energy that Takeoff's not really capable of. Like, Takeoff is more laid back, and Quavo is more like, up in your grill, type of entertaining you type of, situation, very entertaining. Same thing with Offset. Offset's very entertaining on stage, and whatnot. So again, I think each one of them has a certain quality. I feel like Beyonce was the commanding force in Destiny's Child. She had a way better stage presence than Kelly or Michelle. So I feel like that's kind of what pushed Beyonce to the forefront, because honestly, Kelly is a great singer. So is Michelle. But Kelly, to me, had the best voice in the group. Her voice was the most nourished in the group. If you ask me, the most balanced voice between the three. But Kelly lacked the stage presence that Beyonce has. It's unfortunate that when all three of those girls are on stage, Beyonce always outshines Kelly. And the reason she does is because Beyonce just has that commanding presence when she comes on stage. And it's like Kelly doesn't necessarily have that confidence standing next to Beyonce. Kelly can come on stage with that confidence alone, but standing next to somebody like Beyonce, I don't know, she just kind of falls to the wayside. To where it's kind of hard to watch them perform and take your eyes off of Beyonce. Even when Beyonce's not singing, you're still paying attention to her because it's her stage presence. You know, she loves being on that stage. Very commanding presence. And Kelly and Michelle, to me, got drowned out in it. If you ask me, they just got drowned out in it because Beyonce does have a very commanding presence on stage. She knows how to make you watch her. She does. She knows what to do to make you look at her. Like, she definitely does. And I think that that's what Kelly's lacking. If Kelly had that same stage presence, you couldn't tell Kelly nothing. You couldn't tell Kelly nothing because the voice is there, honey. The talent is there. Kelly can sing, she can dance, she's beautiful, she's a triple threat. So the talent is there. It's the presence. It's the I'm that B and I know I am. She's missing that confidence. On stage, that's really the only difference. Other than that, her and Beyonce, neck and neck with talent. But yeah, it ain't a dance that Beyonce do that Kelly can't do. It ain't really a note that Beyonce gonna hit that Kelly ain't able to hit. You know, so it's just the presence. That's all. Because most people love Kelly, like me. I adore Kelly. And Michelle, I love the whole group. But Beyonce, girl, it's hard for me to take my eyes off her. Like she's that girl. So but yeah, that's really the only difference I see. Other than that, equally talented. But Kelly did have the best voice, low key, because you can always hear her. Okay, so I have to get out of here. We are going to go live on Station Head in a little bit here with our fake BI awards. Y'all make sure y'all come and get into it. The next live will be a hot topic. Unless it's something big that comes up with the Takeoff situation, I think I'm going to kind of just, move away from it. Like I said, updates, when they'll come, we can definitely discuss them. But our next hot topic is going to be like uplifting and getting back into the good energy. And there's been a lot of other things going on too. So we're definitely going to talk about those things. I know it feels like, takeoff. And it's sad. It's a sad situation. I would rather talk about drama than talk about a death. And he unfortunately passed away, so it's just so sad. So, and to me, it's like a downer. It's like, get down, talking about it, because it's really saddening. But it's just, I'm tired of having to talk about those type of situations because I really wish they would just stop happening. I'm tired of losing people. So yeah. But I love you guys. So I will see you guys on Station if you come over. Thank you again for all the support, the Cash App, the donation. Shout out to all the content creators that came through. I saw Down the Rabbit, Aaron, my boo Conscious TV. Shout out to Conscious TV. Shout out to the creators. I love when y'all come through and show love. I feel like we should do that more. Because I feel like we as YouTubers, a lot of times, I feel like we're really hypocritical. Like we say like, oh, these people need to do this in the community. And the rappers stuff need to do that, but we don't even do it ourselves. Like y'all want the rappers and stuff to get along and stop committing things and hatred towards each other and all of that stuff, but you can't even do it. Like you can't even do it on here, So I just think it's a great thing when we all support each other. So shout out to all the content creators that come through. I love you all. I love you all. Shout out to the content creators and shout out to the subscribers and moderators. I love y'all down. Until the next show, guys, I love you. Which will probably be tomorrow. We will be live on Station Head in about 2 hours? Or is it an hour? No, it's in an hour. In an hour, we'll be live. So I love you guys so much. I will see y'all at the award show. Shout out to all of the new members. Brenda, I've seen another person became a member too. Shout out to all of you guys. I love you guys. And until the next show. Bye.
Fresh, flex, fresh, Kabit ka sa best.